What's up, everyone? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and obviously, we have way more precedent things right now than sports or entertainment or money. What we have is something that really happened, okay? This was not some kind of fake injury like the NFL always talks about. I genuinely believe Damar Hamlin died. I could be 100% wrong, and I know that sounds dark. It's just, I don't beat around the bush. It reminds me of Owen Hart. Now, deeper than that, we need to ask ourselves what happened to him, because Robert Griffin was tweeting out, "Let's not view the play." Sounds very sensitive, doesn't it? Why doesn't he want us to view the play? Is it because maybe the play didn't show much? Now, you guys are going to see something very shocking. Apparently, there's an outlet that's from the future. Well, there's a few of them. So we have the Boston Globe, who 8 hours ago were able to predict that Damar Hamlin collapsed and received CPR. And here's another one that predicted it 3 hours ago, so before kickoff. So it is interesting how these outlets knew that this individual was going to collapse on the field, receive CPR. And I genuinely believe it's going to be announced in a couple hours. That they might not admit what it actually is, but I don't think it's very political to use medical terms. So myocarditis is what's happening to a lot of these athletes. So we can only hope that he is going to be okay. I have a weird Owen Hart vibe. I wasn't going to put out a video. I thought it'd be really insensitive, but I can't help but when I see this, and then tomorrow it's going to be yanked down, and then people just, think you're nuts. I really wanted people to see that it goes deeper than sports. And this is just a perfect opportunity to show, again, we're going to tell the truth. We're not just, it's good to make money. But again, why did these outlets know 8 hours ago, 3 hours ago, that he collapsed? And now they're still stalling the information. So if we could just give our thoughts, love, prayers, and as I always say, more importantly than happy earnings, our positive vibes to Damar Hamlin, because I think the news is ahead of us. I think they know stuff that we don't. And I just wanted to, for people that, don't know how deep it goes, to show that the Boston Globe knew this was going to happen. Okay. They knew it was going to happen, or like I said, maybe something similar happened, and what we saw wasn't what we thought we saw. There's so much that goes on, and what happens is a lot of these channels and people will get deemed as complete aluminum tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists. But this will probably be ripped down tomorrow. It'll probably be ripped down in 30 minutes. This 8 hours ago from the Boston Globe, because they made a mistake. They probably had it ready to go, and then they screwed up. They do it all the time, but this is a big mess up because it's just, it's from a pretty big outlet, and it's a big primetime game. And I think people are starting to see it goes way deeper than the NFL. So just positive vibes and prayers to Hamlin, that this is not an Owen Hart situation, that this is something that, I do believe the injury was not from a hit. I can say that. But either way, I do hope that he can or is okay. Because like I said, I think we're behind on the news. And, but while this isn't, anything that's fun to bring up, I think it's necessary. So people can start questioning, why are these announcers lying to us? Why are these players and announcers acting like they don't know what's going on, when 8 hours ago the Boston Globe had it out, but they didn't know anything? So it just shows that it's a perfect way of explaining how real things happen. And this one is just to me, it might be the worst day of the year, as far as I genuinely think it might be worse than they're letting on. And they're not letting it on to be good anyway. But I will say Cole Beasley, he has been fined $25,000 every game that he's played with the Bills for not taking a vaccine. And again, we never want to get ahead of ourselves. It's just when I see news articles already having the article out, and you just look up the symptoms and things, the way the announcers are behaving, it's very saddening. It's a saddening thing to see, because while a lot of these superstars fake little injuries, you have guys that are playing, smaller guys, there are guys that are just not quite at the upper echelon, and they're the ones, if there's a real injury, a lot of times they don't get treated the same, and you can just see by the way people were acting, it's, openly crying that something very catastrophic happened. But again, the most important thing I can show you guys is the Boston Globe 8 hours ago. It's not just sports that gives away things early. They do it everywhere, okay? It's sad, but this isn't Wikipedia where somebody can edit it. This is, again, a pretty established publication. So this isn't stuff I usually go into, but I'm not going to stop telling the truth. So if I have an opportunity to tell the truth, I'm going to. And since I know these are going to be ripped down tomorrow, I wanted to get it out now. That way people can see that it goes really deep, then these people are sick. So for now, I think just listening to the guys talk isn't going to do anything. I think they'll have the update in a couple hours. Maybe it won't be that long. And all I can say is positive vibes, and just always question everything, because when it gets this deep, again, there's a reason we were shut down. Maybe it was because this stuff was coming up. As you can see, outlets already knew about it. Okay, so it just goes so deep. This is not a political thing. This is a just questioning things type of philosophy that I take from George Carlin. And if I come off dark, I never mean to. I just don't use euphemisms. The sad truth is this man is fighting for his life, or, as the Boston Globe is given on, he may have already died and they are waiting on the announcement. But they don't want us to question what you might have caused it. Again, Robert Griffin put out the tweet saying, let's not look into the play. It sounds nice, but the play isn't what is going to be hard on the family. What's going to be hard on the family is watching him lie there and the ambulance come on the field. But he didn't care about that. Why? Because the play had nothing to do with this guy's injury, whatever happened to him. So just for Damar Hamlin, and because there are people, that if you're not a top superstar, there are people that aren't in on this thing. And for all we know, he's completely not in on it. And not that we want to see anybody get injured or anything happen to them, but to see just somebody, a role player on a team that it seems like they're being very suspicious about what happened to him. It's very sad, and it makes me wonder what happened to these players who they say overdosed. Like, I think they said Jalen Ferguson did or something earlier this year. Saragusa, they didn't go into any detail. So it's happening, across all sports. So I just like to bring it up so people can make their own determinations. But again, to me, the undisputed thing here is this 8-hour article that I just don't understand. Again, an explanation for this. This isn't an update. This is an article that was put out at 2 o'clock. So you guys can do with that what you want. It'll probably be taken down tomorrow, but I figured I'd get this out so people can see it's there. This will probably get us ripped down too, but I don't care. Like I said, we're going to tell the truth. We're never going to back down from our principles, and we're going to always keep positive vibes. So I love you guys. Positive vibes for Damar Hamlin, and I'll do a video on something soon, but it's just, like I said, right now I'm really not focused on that. I am curious on what actually happened to him. So take care, everybody.